night on the CINA 102.3 app at CINAFM.com, on TuneIn, on Smart Speaker, and at 102.3 FM. CINA Radio, every device, everywhere. The following program does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the management, staff, or advertisers of CINA Radio.
Joumana Kayrouz. You've seen her images on giant billboards across the metro. Joumana Kayrouz. You've seen her images on buses across the city. Now get to know Joumana Kayrouz.
The war broke out in my home country, Lebanon. I was 11 years old and I saw a lot of bloodshed and inequality and poverty. You can't grow up in an environment like that and not be affected by it and not want to make a difference. I graduated from Yale University with a master's in ethics. I speak 4 languages. It has always been innate in me fighting for the underdog and trying to do whatever it is I can to make a difference in the world.
Let Joumana Kayrouz protect your rights. Call the law offices of Joumana Kayrouz at 1-866-YOUR-RIGHTS, extension 100, or visit yourrights.com.
برنامج يور رايتس مع المحامية جومانا كيروز المختصة في قضايا حوادث السيارات، مع نخبة من المحامين في اختصاصات عدة منها الطلاق والهجرة والإفلاس، يأتيكم الآن على الهواء مباشرة. طب مساءكم بالخير، أهلا بكم أحبائي المستمعين في حلقة جديدة من برنامج يور رايتس مع المحامية جومانا كيروز المختصة بحوادث السيارات والإصابات الشخصية على الهواء مباشرة، وبالتأكيد نستقبل اتصالاتكم على الأرقام 313-769-6666 519-256-123 وأكيد هذه الاتصالات يعني تكون وتصب في موضوع الحلقة. ورحب بكم ورحب بسجمانة. مساء الخير، أهلا وسهلا فيك في راديو سينا.
صباح الخير رامي، يعطيك ألف عافية لك والمستمعين.
الله يعافيك، أهلا وسهلا.
كيفك اليوم؟ بعرف الشمس مش طالعة اليوم.
أنا بالنسبة لي المطر من أحلى الأجواء عندي. أنا بحب المطر
لأنه it's a little bit cozy and romantic، مثل شوي بيهدئ الأعصاب. Yes, I agree with you. بس بفتكر وقت اللي بيتواصل عدة أيام ورا بعضهم وما بنشوف الشمس بيكون في كآبة. بتعرف إنه بلدان، بتعرف أي بلد أكتر شيء نسبة الانتحار فيها وهي سببها السويد؟ نعم صح. سويدن، لأنه ما بيشوفوا الشمس أكتر من 100-150 نهار بالسنة، فنسبة الانتحار كتير عالية. وهذا بدل إنه الشمس والفيتامين دي بالتحديد إذا أنتي ديبريسنت، يعني هو ضد الإحباط. فهذا من الأدوية اللي لازم نحن نذكر بعضنا البعض فيها، اللي هي دواء وهي منا دواء، اللي هي نقعد بالشمس تقريبا 10 دقائق ربع ساعة ماكسيموم بالنهار، لأنه أشعة الفيتامين دي اللي بتجي من الشمس هي ضد الاكتئاب.
صح.
نعم
بالفعل.
But good morning to you, Rami. Nice to see you again.
أكيد سعداء
Always a pleasure to see your beautiful and smiling voice.
Thank you. الله يخليكي. حابين أيضا نبارك لك على يعني نسميه مش جائزة ولكن بقدر ما هو استحقاق. هو استحقاق لك لأنه مسيرتك الطويلة في مجال المحاماة، فهناك يعني انتخاب من قبل مجلة Our Magazine من بين 18,000 محامي وقاضي.
نعم.
صحيح؟
نعم.
انتخبت أنت من 10 الأفضل يمكن، ولا كيف كانت التسمية أو اللقب؟
الانتخاب كان هي سيرفي إحصاءات بين 18,000 قاضي ومحامي. محامي أكتر من قاضي طبعا، لأنه في أقل قضاة وأكتر بكتير محاميين. وهي Our Magazine بتعملها، وهي it's a big deal على فكرة. بتعملها سنويا. أنا انتخبت بال2013 وكانت بركة الله اللي أنا ما بستاهلها. I just want to begin by saying this. ما بستاهلها
بالعكس.
لا رامي، أنا ما في شيء بحكي عن نفسي، مش بحكي عن غيري. ما في شيء عندي وما في شيء وصل لي بستاهله. ما في شيء أنا ما بستاهل. هو هيدي بركة الله
طبعا.
ومن بركة الله كانت أنه انتخب واحدة من التوب لويرز 2019. والحفلة رح تكون ب27 سبتمبر. بيعملوا حفلة كتير كبيرة بأور ماجازين، فرح يعملوا الحفلة ب 27 سبتمبر.
بس هي يعني 2019 مش 2018.
يس، لأنه نحن صرنا آخر تقريبا صحيح. 2018، فلح تطلع النتائج بآخر إشو. أور ماجازين بتطلع جريدة مرة بالشهر. فالإيشو تبع نوفمبر ديسمبر 2018 هي اللي حتحط فيها نتائج المحاميين التوب لويرز تبع 2019.
ممتاز. ألف
Thank
مبروك.
you for mentioning this. I really appreciate it.
ألف مبروك، تستاهلين حقيقة، وأكيد هذا الشيء يضاف إلى الجوائز والتقديرات اللي حصلتي عليها على طول مسيرتك، فألف مبروك مرة ثانية.
Thank you. أنا بحب رحب بمحامي من المحاميين الشاطرين البارعين اللي كلهم حيوية واندفاع ونشاط وذكاء وكان دو اتيتيود موجودين معنا اليوم من مكتبي، واللي هو المحامي جون شرودر. John, I'm very happy to have you again with us here from our office.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
A lot of listeners know who you are. A lot of listeners are clients in our office or have been clients in our office, have had the blessing of having you as a lawyer representing them. You continue to do a fabulous job, and you make me, it really does take a village. When one of you attorneys in my office do a good deed, I am the first to take credit for it, and I do it unabashedly. But the truth is that it really takes a village, and it takes a lot of people to work on a file from beginning to completion. And I want to thank you for being one of the many attorneys in the firm who is doing a fabulous, a great job. And before I give you the floor today, I just want to say, Rami, I know you wanted to make a second announcement.
صحيح.
To the listeners.
بالفعل، لأنه ابتداء من 11 سبتمبر الثلاثاء الجاي إن شاء الله راح يكون
بإذن الله
حلقة جديدة إضافية لبرنامج Your Right. كل ثلاثاء إذا راح نستضيفك ونشوفك في استوديو راديو سينا.
The
أكيد.
pleasure is mine as well.
أكيد إحنا لنا شرف إنه نستضيفك وتكوني معنا على الهواء.
Thank you. يعني بإذن الله ابتداء من الثلاثاء القادم سبتمبر 11 صرنا رح نطلع على الهواء مرتين بالأسبوع، كل مرة ساعة، 3 وخميس من الساعة 12 للساعة 1 from 12 to 1 p.m. إذا بتسألني رامي ليه حبيت أعمل هيك، لأنه رامي ساعة بالحقيقة ولا it doesn't even begin to tap the tip of the iceberg with the information that we have to share with people. We want to give helpful information. Going on the radio is a huge responsibility. You can use it to do silly things, and you can use it to do vain things, and you can use it in an informative manner. We don't want to bore people. We never want. We don't want to give them information that does not help them in their daily lives. We want to make it simple, but we want to assist people in their daily lives. 1 hour a week is really not enough, especially with all the new specialties that we have in the office. We have so much to share by way of bankruptcy. I mean, bankruptcy alone, if I brought Michael every single week, it wouldn't be enough. Car accidents, I mean, I can talk about this. I can talk about it for 6 hours without even giving one thought to what I'm going to talk about. Immigration is a huge topic, especially with the changing laws. Family matters, criminal matters, social security, and the list goes on and on and on. How are you going to be able to share all of this in 1 hour a week? Truth is, even 2 hours a week is not enough, but it's a big commitment to drive here, to block that time. That puts me in the office around 1:30, 2 p.m. So now that's 2 days a week, puts me in the office 1:30, 2 p.m. It's a big commitment. So I want to thank CINA, and I want to thank Mr. Pervin, who has been nothing but a gentleman, by the way, for giving me that opportunity. And Rami, it's really a pleasure to have you as a host.
Oh, thank you.
You are
My
gracious and kind and smiley, and you go with the flow, and you let me do my thing. And I am very grateful to you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Just wanted to go on the air and say that. And John, we're going to talk today about car accidents. And I want to tell our listeners that we would love to get your calls today. We would love, although Attorney John Schroder specializes in much more than car accidents, I would love for us to talk about car accidents, injuries today. The number to call here is 313-769-6666, 313-769-6666, and those who are calling from Windsor, 519-256-1023, again 519
256-1023. Do not feel obligated to call. However, we welcome your calls. We don't always take calls because sometimes we get carried away and an hour goes by very fast. Today, we would love to hear from you, whether it's a comment or whether it is a question or a clarification. The lines are open. We welcome your calls. No question is too small. There is no stupid question. There is no unimportant question. Go ahead and call, and Attorney John Schroder and I will be here for the rest of the hour to take all of your calls pertaining to car accidents, injury cases, and even more. John, welcome.
Thank you very much, Joumana. It's a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate it. You had some very kind words for me earlier. I will say...
And they are all true and more.
Thank you. Well, I have some very kind words for you. I appreciate all the opportunities that you've given me.
John,
I appreciate you inviting me here.
You deserve it.
And it really
this
has been a pleasure. This
is also off your valuable time.
Well,
you have a lot of cases. You have a department to run. You have a family, and it is a big commitment for you to come and drive here. It puts you out of the hour for a good couple of hours. So thank you very much, notwithstanding the preparation that you do. John, we were talking yesterday a little bit about what we want to talk about today. And you had a wonderful idea. And you know how we always go on the radio and we're telling people, we were warning them about what not to do when they are involved in a car accident. And you said, there are good things we want to tell people. Before we go there, the little clip that we ran in the beginning talked about when it is safe for you to do so, please take pictures at the scene of the accident, of the car, of any damage, of the position of the other car that you may be involved in, because a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything to comment about that?
No,
Attorney John Schroder?
So, absolutely. So that is a fantastic idea. The number one thing about a motor vehicle accident is you may not even know that you're injured right after the fact, because what a lot of people go through is
because you don't have cuts and bruises and you can get up and you are able to walk and you don't go to the emergency room and you refuse the ambulance and you think you're okay.
Right. And some people will, some people will have cuts, some people have scarring, some people have things right at the beginning.
But not everyone.
But not everyone. And a lot of people will not even realize they're injured because what are they worried about? They're worried about the fact that their car was just destroyed. But what's more important than the car is the person. And if you are healthy, you can get another car. But if you're not healthy, you may not even be able to drive it.
In other words, cars are easily replaceable.
That's right.
But a human being is unique.
Exactly. So now, but going back to the photographs. So photographs of an accident can be a huge benefit to an attorney. At the accident site.
To start at the accident site when possible, when safe to do so.
That's right. Photographs of the accident scene itself will be hugely valuable to both yourself and your attorney if you end up getting one in showing so many things. So as attorneys, we bear the burden of proof. As plaintiff's attorneys, we bear the burden of proof to show that several things happened in any given case. One of those things is that an accident happened. Pictures show what happened to the car, but it also, that damage that's on the vehicle can indicate what your injuries are. Now, not
only that, but in addition to that, the police report may be wrong.
And that's absolutely true as well.
Pictures taken at the scene of the accident of your car, the other car, any debris on the floor, on the ground, black squid marks.
Absolutely.
And the position of one car vis-a-vis the other might disprove a false police report and show that you did not cause an accident.
Absolutely. Or a false statement by the other person that was there. Sometimes people are in dispute as to who was at fault in an accident. One person says he merged right in front of me and hit the front of my car. The other person says he rear-ended me.
And let's be very clear, a police officer is never a witness, is rarely, if ever, a witness. We have had car accidents where a police car is parked to the side and witnesses an accident as it's unfolding. But most of the time, the officer
very rarely is a police officer going to be standing on the curb waiting for you to get into an accident.
God forbid, and we don't want anybody to be in an accident.
Right.
So
these pictures will help that.
Right, because the police report is, filled out by an individual who is not a first
third-party witness, an eyewitness to an accident. And that's exactly why a lot of people don't know a police report is not admissible in a court of law, but can only be admitted to impeach somebody.
That's right. That's right. Of course, a police officer, to the extent he witnessed items about the vehicles or items at the scene or the people, he could testify, but the police report itself, that's correct, it would not be.
Correct. So that's your comment on the blurb that we had in the beginning about pictures being worth 1,000 words. Now, sometimes people are emotional. They may be, God forbid, carried in an ambulance and they may be severely injured and they're not able to take pictures. The next step would be, as soon as you're able to come to your senses or a family member or a friend can, if possible, go to the scene of the accident, see if there are any skid marks on the ground, if there is any debris like shattered glass, etc. on the ground, and take pictures of your car before you dispose of it or before you fix it or before your insurance company fixes it.
So that's exactly right. So I was actually involved in a motor vehicle myself a couple years ago where I was run off the road by another vehicle and ended up essentially T-boning an exit ramp, completely totaled my car. I was injured and I was actually taken to a hospital and I had no opportunity to take any pictures of the scene. Now, I didn't have any family members with me and I wasn't able to get a hold of anyone at the time, but as soon as I got out of the hospital, I actually called a family member and asked them to go over and take pictures of my vehicle that was at the impound lot so that I would at least have that. And they did that, and that was useful for me later when I had to file a claim. So
very sound advice. I want to remind the listeners that we are taking calls for the full hour, 313-769-6666 or 519-256-1023. My associate attorney, John Schroder, is with me for the full hour today. We are very happy to take your calls.
So one of the other things that I wanted to talk about a little bit was just a reminder to the listeners of what it is that the benefits that they're entitled to under Michigan law. Because I think we talk a lot about the mechanics of accidents and sort of the specifics, but sometimes we need to go back and just briefly address, what people are entitled to when they're in an accident. And as you know, there are a variety of benefits that people are entitled to, even if you're at fault in an accident. So if you're driving or if you're a passenger, unless you're driving your own uninsured motor vehicle, you are entitled to all of your lost wages, 85% of your lost wages, I should say, for any time you're off work if you were employed prior to the motor vehicle accident.
And I find that most people are well educated about that benefit.
And that's good. Other people, some people don't know, though, that also all of their medical bills are covered at 100% without a copay. And that's something that not everybody realizes.
Not everybody realizes.
So it's
that
important.
When you are in a car accident and you don't have health insurance, we're not talking about Medicaid.
That's right.
You are not supposed to use Medicaid in a car accident.
That's right.
That's the law. Should you ever use Medicaid, then without complicating matters, your lawyer has to reimburse from your car insurance Medicaid back.
That's right. That's right. So it's actually auto insurance that will cover, again, at 100% without any deductible, all of your doctor's bills, your physical therapy bills if necessary, your MRIs if necessary, and all the other treatment that you may have to go through. People don't even realize after they've been in an accident that they're hurting. Then the next day they wake up and they go, oh my goodness, my back, my neck, and other things.
Attorney John Schroder, let's talk about medical mileage for a minute.
Sure.
And I think, Rami, we may have a caller as well. Maybe you want to hold that thought.
Sure.
Because maybe we'll take the call right away, sure. Rami, if you don't mind.
ناخذ اتصال أكيد. ألو، مساء الخير. يبدو أنه انقطع الخط. أرقام الهاتف في الاستوديو 313-769-6666 666-519-2561.
Define for us what medical mileage is, because I have a big comment to share with the listeners about it.
Sure. So
that can make or break a case, that can kill a case.
Sure. So medical mileage is essentially you utilizing your own transportation or a family member's transportation going back and forth to medical appointments. This would not be for personal appointments. This would be for medical appointments related to the motor vehicle accident. So, for example, if you're going to a doctor's office or a physical therapist's office or a diagnostic facility like an MRI facility, if you need to get there, which you will have to get there, then you can be driven there or you drive yourself.
Why would one need to get there?
Sure. Well, you'll need to get to your doctor's appointment so that your doctor can evaluate you for your injuries.
Okay, but does that mean that this is a courtesy available to everyone who is in a car accident?
Well, it is. Medical mileage is available to everyone.
Correct.
But there's a difference between medical mileage and
medical transportation.
Right.
Okay.
So transportation is the concept where you cannot drive yourself, and a doctor has said you should not drive yourself, and then another company or somebody else is doing it.
So let us clarify. Medical transportation is because for one reason or another, either because you cannot turn your neck, or because you are taking medication, or because you are so severely injured that because of the accident that you cannot get in a car and drive yourself to the doctor will write a prescription, a script, saying you need medical transportation, and then a company will come, pick you up, take you to the doctor appointments, and bring you back and bill the insurance company. And the rate is much, much higher than medical mileage itself. The medical mileage, when you do it yourself, or your husband does it, or your daughter does it,
it's essentially gas money.
It's pretty much gas money. At most, it's the IRS rate, 55-60 cents a mile. Medical transportation is when you're telling the insurance world, I am injured to the point that I cannot drive myself because I'm on medications, or because I have a cast, or because I have a closed head injury, or because my back is severely injured, or my neck is severely injured, my range of movement is severely limited. I need a company to drive me. Here is the problem. The problem that I see is people getting medical transportation. The doctor gives a script to the medical transportation company that picks up the injured person, takes them to their physical therapy 3 times a week, or to the doctor once a month, or whatever. But then, let's say that's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and guess what? They're driving themselves on Tuesday, and they're going shopping on Thursday, and they're going to the mosque on Friday, and they're going to church on Sunday. So how is it that when it comes to going to physical therapy, they are, quote unquote, unable and need medical transportation, but on the other days and for other activities, they are able to get behind the wheel?
Right, and that's going to be
a big problem.
Yeah, that's going to be an immediate problem because you're both representing that you can and can't drive simultaneously.
So it's almost like you are speaking from both sides of your mouth. Are you or are you not? If you're not able, then you're not able all the time, whether it's for a week or a month. It doesn't have to be forever. But you can't be unable on Monday and Tuesday and able on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Well, generally, I would agree. However, there are cases where that's not necessarily the case. In my experience,
talking about short distances, possibly.
Yes. So, for example, I have had
so
many
you can
clients.
Justify that.
Yeah. So there are.
When you sit in a deposition, you can explain that.
Right. So
go ahead.
That's what I was going to say. So, people's pain levels. If you're in pain, I'm sure you know this, whether it just be from general life or from a motor vehicle accident, pain levels aren't the same every day. Some days you will wake up and your pain is just a lot worse on that particular day. And the next day, your pain is a little better. And this holds true, I've found in my experience, with motor vehicle accidents as well.
Can I interrupt? One good example would be people who have radiculopathy, meaning that they have a pinched nerve.
Right.
I can speak from personal experience. Some days I really don't feel good. And some other days I can work out for 2 hours. It depends on whether or not that pinched nerve is acting up or not.
Exactly. So there are situations where you could conceivably just feel like you absolutely couldn't drive for one day, and then someday in the future you felt like you could drive, and then another day in the future you couldn't again. I think that's possible. However, the situation that you were just talking about, Joumana, is one where I think a lot of the times where people will say, well, I've gone for weeks on end claiming in a row, consistently, I've needed transportation. And yet, for weeks on end, on the weekends, I go and drive myself around. And that's where we come to a serious problem. Additionally, there are other situations where, and you kind of alluded to this already, where you're not necessarily comparing apples to oranges. If you can drive yourself for 5 minutes to your church that's right next door, or 1 mile away, then you may be able to do that while not simultaneously being able to drive yourself for a 30 or 40 minute stretch to get to a physical therapist or a doctor that you want to treat with. I happened to live an hour away from my childhood home. I still see the same doctor that I used to see, but he's an hour away from me. So if I was to go see him...
And let me guess, he is your pediatrician.
He was, yes, actually. I also have the same barber since I was 1 year old. I'm a man of habit.
You know what? My daughter who is now, my oldest daughter who is now 31 years old, I kept taking her to her pediatrician until she was 22.
Yeah, I still go to the same guy, so what can I say? But this happens. This is my point. So you may not necessarily be able to drive such a long distance, and you may need medical transportation for certain circumstances and not for others. But the caution that we're saying is, it's important to be able to explain this. It's important for this to be logical and consistent.
And if it is logical, it's good.
Right.
Not everything is cookie cutter. Not
That's
every
right.
case is like the next case. Allow me to take a few minutes and translate this into Arabic, because this is an extremely important point.
Absolutely.
رامي، أوقات بيكون عنا حوادث سيارات وفي عالم عن جد متأذيين ما بيقدروا يسوقوا، وفي عنا حوادث سيارات الدكتور بيكتب رشدة للمريض لأنه ما بيقدر يسوق لأنه يمكن ما بيقدر يبرم رقبته، ما بيقدر يسوق لأنه ظهره عم يوجعه، ما بيقدر يسوق لأنه آخذ حبوب، آخذ دواء معين بيمنعه من أنه يسوق. فبهيدي الحالة الانشورنس كمباني بتسمح أنه نقدر نتعاقد مع شركة هي ميديكال ترانسبورتيشن، وبيكلفوا كتير مصاري هول. يعني ما بيكلفوا أوبر، بيكلفوا أضعاف أوبر. يعني الانشورنس كمباني بتطلع عليهم بطريقة جدية إنه أنا ليه بدي أدفع هالقد مصاري. بتأمن لهم ميديكال ترانسبورتيشن ليروحوا على العلاج الطبيعي الاثنين وأربعة وجمعة. بس من جهة تانية بتيجي بتكتشف إنه المريض الاثنين بعد الظهر والثلاثة الصبح والجمعة والأحد استعملوا سيارتهم الخاصة ومشيوا. هيدي شغلة عم نشوفها عم بصير مع كتير أشخاص. هم بيقولوا بالإنجليزي it's like you're speaking from both sides of your mouth. يا بتقدر تسوق يا ما بتقدر تسوق. هيدي كقاعدة عامة. يعني ما فيك تجي تقول لا أنا ما فيني سوق على الفيزيكال ثيرابي، مش هيك أنا بدي ميديكال ترانسبورتيشن، بس أنا فيني سوق على الجامعة وفيني سوق على الكنيسة وفيني سوق عند أصدقائي وعلى المول. يا فيك يا ما فيك. بدك تاخد سلوك واحد، يا هيدا السلوك يا هيدا السلوك. هلأ في احتمال بالبداية ما تقدر تسوق لجمعة لشهر لشهرين وبعدين تصير تقدر تسوق. هيدي كقاعدة عامة. بس مثل ما قال المحامي جون شرودر، مش كل الحالات مثل بعضها. مثلا يمكن ما بتقدر تسوق ربع ساعة، بس بتقدر تسوق للجروسري ستور اللي هو 5 دقايق. المهم انه وقت اللي بتقعد بالإفادة تبعك، إذا سألت هاي الأسئلة تقول الحقيقة وتقدر تبررها بطريقة منطقية، لأنه يمكن يكونوا حاطين مراقبة. نحن ما بنعرف إذا بيحطوا مراقبة وأيمن بيحطوا مراقبة، وما بيقولوا لنا على المراقبة لما بعد ما يعملوا المراقبة ومن بعد ما ياخدوا إفادة الموكل، وبعدين بيشاركونا أنه عندهم مراقبة بتفرجي عكس اللي قالوا الموكل. بقلب الإفادة إذا سأل الموكل السؤال من الضروري جدا يقدر يوضح. ما في شيء بالقانون بيقول أنه أنت إذا بحادث سيارة ما فيك تسوق. مش كل حوادث السيارات الإنسان بيصير فيها عاجز كليا. في حوادث السيارات لا سمح الله الإنسان بيصير عاجز كليا، وفي حوادث سيارات بسيطة جدا، وفي حوادث سيارات أغلبيتهم هن in between، لا هن الإنسان عاجز كليا ولا هن الإنسان مرتاح كليا. المهم الإنسان يقدر يبرر اللي عم بيقوله بطريقة منطقية. هيدي نقطة مهمة، لأنه ممكن الإنسان يخسر الكيس إذا كان في تناقض بهذا الموضوع. ممكن يتهموه بالاحتيال، وإذا اتهموه بالاحتيال وربحوا الطلب، الكيس كله تبعه بيطلع برا، حقوقه من الانشورنس، بلات الدكاترة، المحامي بيخسر، الموكل بيخسر، الدكاترة بتخسر، بس اللي بيربح هو الانشورنس كومباني. شغلة كتير مهمة. You cannot speak from both sides of your mouth. بدك تقرر، يا بتقدر تسوق يا ما بتقدر تسوق. بس إذا كنت بحالي بتقدر تسوق بس ببعض الأوقات ما بتقدر تسوق، بس بعضها بتقدر تسوق، ليه؟ هل لأن مسافة قصيرة جدا؟ هل لأنه اضطريت بنهار معين؟ تبركي حاطين مراقبة عليك بهيدا النهار. نقطة كتير مهمة، لأنه منشوفها دايما. السواقة هي حرية الإنسان بالنهاية. Driving is a big issue because it gives you freedom to go, to do. So it's something that people have on their mind, that people engage in every day. كتير مهم نحكي عن السواقة، لأنه السواقة هي كل يوم. يعني الإنسان بده يتحرك من برات بيته، بده يسوق. نحن مش مثل بالبلدان العربية منمشي وإلى آخره. نحن مش بنيويورك سيتي، نحن هون لنروح من مكان لآخر بدنا نسوق. فبدنا نكون كتير منطقيين، وبدنا نكون شفافين. وإذا كنا عم نسوق فليكن، هيدا ما بيعني معنا حادث سيارة، بس إذا كنا عم نسوق وكذبنا راح الملف، لأنه صار اسمه احتيال.
بالفعل.
رامي، مناخد وقفة سريعة جدا، واللي بيحب يتصل 313-769-6666. بعد عنا تقريبا ربع ساعة مع المحامي جون شرودر، عم نحكي اليوم عن حوادث سيارات.
برنامج يور رايس مع المحامية جومانا كيروز، وواحدة من أغاني مروان خوري جميلة، أعتقد هي المفضلة لك، صح؟
هي بفتكر هي المفضلة، نعم. لا تكوني مثل هالدنيا وإياما توعدنا وياما تطلع كذابة. يا الله شو فيها معنى هيدي الجملة. لا تكوني مثل هالدنيا وإياما توعدنا ياما وتطلع كذابة. قديش في عالم مش مفروض، لأنه إيماننا مش مفروض. إذا عنا إيمان مش مفروض نفكر هيك. بس الإنسان اللي فينا، كل واحد منا بوقت ما وفي منا يمكن دايما منفكر بهالطريقة، إنه قديش نحنا متوقعين من هالدنيا، وقديش وعدتنا هالدنيا وطلعت كذابة. بس هيدا تفكير خاطئ، لأنه أي إنسان عنده إيمان مش مفروض يفكر هيك. بس الإنسان فينا بوقت أو بآخر بيفكر هيك. يا الله شو هالكلام
رائع مروان، رائع. وأيضا خبرتينا بأنه هو يكتب أغاني ويلحن، فشي يعني متكامل.
بيكتب بيلحن وبيغني، وكمان بيعطي أغاني لإليسا، بركي مرت الجاي بنتسمع على غنية لو.
شو طبعا رح نسمعها بالختام الحلقة إن شاء الله.
ليش لا؟ نقدر نوقف قبل بشي 3-4 دقايق ونسمع غنية لو، بس مش بصوت إليسا، بصوته هو. تمام. بصوت مروان
إن شاء الله. yes. نذكر مستمعينا مرة أخرى أنه ابتداء من الثلاثاء المقبل إن شاء الله 11 سبتمبر ستكون هناك حلقة إضافية لبرنامج يور رايس مع المحامية جومانا كيروز. أيضا يتم تسليط الضوء عليه على مختلف القضايا القانونية. للمشاركة في حلقة اليوم بإمكانكم الاتصال على الأرقام 313-769-6666 519-256-123.
John, we are back.
Wonderful.
All right. What would you like to share with us?
Well, you know, I was talking with someone earlier, and
a client?
Yeah, it was actually a prospective client that was in our office.
Prospective client. Okay.
A prospective client who was actually in our office earlier today. And it was a little bit of an interesting story because he was involved in a motor vehicle accident in 2017. And then, unfortunately, he was involved in yet another motor vehicle accident in 2018. And for his first motor vehicle accident, he had insurance, which was good, and he was able to file a claim with his insurance company. But for his second motor vehicle accident, he didn't have any insurance. Now, in Michigan, if you're the driver of your own uninsured motor vehicle, you are not eligible for coverage. But I was talking to him, and he was not, in fact, driving his own motor vehicle. He had terminated his own insurance because he no longer had his vehicle, and he was driving somebody else's vehicle, and it turned out they didn't have insurance. And a lot of the things that people aren't necessarily...
Without his knowledge?
Well, No. He had permission to drive the vehicle.
But without his knowledge, he did not know that the car was uninsured?
No, of course not. No, he did not.
Okay.
And one of the things that's interesting about Michigan is, even in this situation where he's driving a vehicle and it's completely uninsured, he is actually still eligible for benefits in Michigan.
Because it's not his own car.
Because it's not his own vehicle.
And as long as he did not know and he had consent to take the car.
Yeah. And he certainly had consent. He certainly didn't know that it was without insurance. But it's not the responsibility of the person who borrows the car
to say, show me the proof.
To say, show me your proof of insurance.
Before I can borrow your car and get in.
Right. It's the person who owns the vehicle who's required to have insurance. And so I bring that up because one of the things that I find a lot of people are shocked about when they come in for these basically free consultations is that they're worried that they're not going to get any coverage from anywhere. And they say, what do? I've been injured. I don't have any insurance. So it's not necessarily the case that if you're not insured, you're always precluded from getting benefits. And that's one of the things that our office knows how to do is identify who could be an applicable payer, even if you are uninsured.
By the way, John, when are you going to become a professor at the law school? Because you should.
Well, that's very kind. I hadn't even considered it. I think I'm currently quite happy working for the law offices of Joumana Kayrouz.
Well, you can do that and be an adjunct professor at one of the law schools at night.
I will certainly consider that.
Everything begins with a thought.
Fair enough. Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So the lesson here is,
the lesson,
just because the car is uninsured,
that's right,
does not mean that you don't have benefits.
That's exactly right.
If it is your car, you don't have benefits and you are in big trouble. But if it is somebody else's car, as long as you had permission to drive the car and you did not know that the car was uninsured, you will have benefits.
True. And in fact, it's interesting that you say that if it's your car, you might be in trouble. And you may be in trouble. Interestingly, there's a little bit of a quirk in the law that you could still potentially be entitled to benefits if you were a passenger in your own car because you were not the uninsured driver of your own motor vehicle.
Although you know that the car is uninsured?
That's true. There's not any knowledge requirement associated with this.
Oh, how did that little quirk escape the legislators?
Well, let's not talk about it too long because we don't want them to fix it. But
that's right.
but yeah. So
if you are a passenger in your own uninsured car driven by somebody else, so are you saying the way to get around something is, you know, your car is not insured, you get somebody else to drive it, and you sit like an innocent passenger.
Well, okay.
And hope you're not going to get any car accident, but if you do,
well,
okay.
I mean, it would be a little odd to be doing that on a regular basis, though, and it won't necessarily work out because if someone else is driving your car in excess of 30 days, they become a constructive owner.
Yeah,
as a result, they will have to insure the car,
and you have owner liability too.
That's exactly right.
So, but
I
think also the bigger message here is, don't be quick to assume you know the answers to your situation.
Exactly.
Because it's not always the case, and maybe there is more than what you know. And
That's
if
right.
it is a free consultation,
why not?
Then you will come out of it more informed. If you don't know, and if you were right and you did know, then it's confirmation for you from an expert in the field that you were right and your thinking was correct.
Exactly. And that's exactly the point. So a lot of the times it's important to just at least investigate whether or not you have coverage, because more often than not, I've been shocked to find that we were able to find coverage one way or another. So that's always good.
Attorney John Schroder, I thank you very much for coming, very much for sharing extremely valuable information. I want you to come again and again and again.
Is it up? Are we done? The whole hour?
Well, actually, we are in a romantic mood because of the weather. And so we decided to put 2 songs today rather than 1. I'm sorry, John.
That's all right.
But music trumps the law.
I understand.
And especially that kind of music we listen to does trump the law. I just want to remind people again that beginning next Tuesday, we will be now on the air twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. تذكير أنه بإذن الله ابتداء من الثلاثاء القادم رح نكون على الهواء مرتين بالأسبوع، كل ثلاثاء وخميس من الساعة 12 للساعة 1، لأنه في عنا كتير مواضيع بدنا نحكي عنها بالفعل. رامي thank you very much وشكرا على الغنية اللي عم بتحطها هلا، وشكرا لكل المستمعين.
تحياتنا.
بعرف اجينا اتصالين ما قدرنا اخذنا هون in good time. Thank you very much.
Rami, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Joumana, thank you.
Thank you, John.
ونشكر للمستمعين أيضا حسن الاستماع. كما ذكرتكم جمانة أكيد الثلاثاء جاي حلقة جديدة من برنامج يور رايتس على راديو سينا 101.3 FM بعد نشرة أخبار 12. أترككم الآن مع مروان خوري. لو